So it's yet another weekend and another update on building this app. So I'm going to do the usual thing of make a coffee. We're going to go upstairs. I'm going to show you where we are at the project, and then let's go into it. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling thankful of filming this at the moment, just to keep me accountable to keep going, because not feeling 100% and didn't feel like doing any code. But I was like, I've got to do this update. I need to do something. So let's get something done, shall we? Okay, so from last week's update, we should be at a point where I had made the shaky camera work again. We've got the actual view which I could select, which is great. If I pass this, then we've got obviously the entries that we can make with that expands, which is cool. But what I've also done just in the meantime, I had a little bit of time just to finish off the function that gives us the dates, which I think I entered. Oh no, because I've deleted the app. That's why off the simulator. If I do the 2nd of March, a couple of these, and type out this, and then if I come to the second, it's actually storing it here in the tile, which is great. And then I can close the app, and it will still be there. I need to neaten up this view a little bit, just of what's here, but it also just navigates as a navigation view there, which is cool. So next thing I need to do is just get the day tiles. So these things here, they need to be able to display some sort of symbol on them to show that, there's an entry there. Because otherwise, you just wouldn't know. You'd be guessing where all the entries are. So that's the next little bit there. Um, yeah, that's what we're going to get onto now. So I'm going to start on that. And then after that, we need to be able to get the behavior view, which was the other one that gets entered each day. So the overall behaviors for the day. So I'm going to have a little look at that as well, which isn't a big deal really. I'm trying to get that together. So we'll sort that. Anyway, right, on to this. Okay, so I've got an interesting little issue that I'm juggling with, but it does have a solution, which is good. So for this view, and yes, I was on Stack Overflow. So for this view, what happens is this is a lazy V grid, and I'm passing in like a tile view for every date in the array of the dates that we're putting to build a calendar. Now, what I need to do is as I pass through this, I want to see if the date of the the day matches the date of an entry that's stored in the data. Now, as it goes through in the lazy V grid, it doesn't have time to be able to do that check every time. So what I've had to do is I've pulled that out into a private function and then pass that in. Um, so that works now because before it was timing out and the code wasn't running. Okay, so that works because it's just broken up as it's trying to formulate the view. It's done in a private function already. Um, yeah, I feel like I've explained that terribly, but yeah, that's what's happening. So we're passing, as it goes through the dates, it's passing in a private function which does all the calculation for it instead of the lazy V grid having to do the calculation every time. So that now works, which is great, but it doesn't show still on the tile. Now, the reason that I can figure out if I'm correct, and this is what I'm going to modify and then check now, is that when it's checking whether the entry and the day have the same date to then show an icon on it, it's actually picking up the entire date and time. So obviously it's not going to have the same time as all of the entries, so it won't show it. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to strip out the time aspect of it, just keep the actual, day, month, year, and make sure that those two are the same. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to strip that out and do that. Um, yeah. And then also there's an issue with the array of these triggers, possible triggers that goes on an entry. Swift data does not like it. Well, I think more accurately, core data doesn't like it, and Swift data isn't treating it properly. So I did a little bit of digging on using just passing it into AI and see if it gives me any interesting ways to look at it. And then also a bit of research on Apple's forums and Stack Overflow. I can't see anything solid of how to get around it. So I don't know. But I will come back to that. At the moment, that's not an issue. I'm just going to get this date thing sorted. And then I'm going to look at the behavior view. And then we can deal with this error. And that'll be the way I go about it, just for the moment. So we just build something out. And yeah, that's what we'll get on to now. Right, good morning. It's now the start of the work day, so I need to be getting moving in a sec, but I just wanted to go through some of the stuff that I'd done. So if I go back to the simulator, let's just have a little look. So I've made on here, you'll see on the 2nd of March, we have a entry, and this entry is now displayed on there, so you can see that there is actually entries, which is cool. I'd be interested to see what you think of that type of icon. Um, it works, but it could probably be better. So yeah, I think obviously the UI does need some love to make this far better than what I can make it, but that's what we are at the moment. And then I've started work on the behavior view now. So I like this view as it is, which is, yeah, I think it looks all right. So to add the behavior, and what this view is going to do is basically give an overview of a child's behavior for the day, because sometimes you're going to have actually events like meltdowns, they run off, something like that. But otherwise, if you're looking at just if they were tired, or it's not really an event, but it's an overview of the day. So this is where this is going to be entered, and this will be down here. I've started work on it here in the simulator. I'm going to use the same format as what I did for the entry view and just stack them all out here. And then when they're entered, they'll be visible on this part here. I've got to work out how that's going to look, but that's the plan. Now, I thought I'd take a second as well just to go through my plan for what this app is going to be and how I can sort of look at financing it. Because with an app like this, it's going to parents, it's going to probably single parents, it's probably going to parents that are having to give up work to provide the support for their child, and things are going to be difficult. But at the same time, I'm also sitting in a situation where I need to be able to earn something from this so that I can finance either like the money going into, let's say, I want to get a designer to come in to really make the app look good. Well, that's got to be paid for somehow, so I need funds. And just for my time, so I could maybe reduce my work to put time into building this app into something really special. So there has to be a bit of finance in there somewhere. So what I'm thinking of is it's going to be a subscription model because that's the most logical way to do things. I might add a lifetime one. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how that goes. But I'm thinking of like something low, like £1.50 or 1.99 or something a month. Like try and keep it low. But I'm also thinking of what will be subscription and what won't. And from where I stand in the moment, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this. Is to basically have the MVP that I've got now free. So this is what I release. There won't be any cost to this. And then as I add extra features, they build out what is the subscription model. So you have the basics here. You can enter all of your data. You can see your data. That's yours. And now all these extra features. So I'm thinking of doing like insights and charts. I'm thinking of maybe making customizable so you can add custom events that you could enter, and maybe even the behaviors, like changing that up into your own custom way, changing color schemes and stuff like that as well. That will be all part of the paid. So it's going to mean that I can get the MVP out there. People can start using it. They can start giving me feedback. It can start being of some sort of use. But at the same time, I can then, it will motivate me to have to work on these other features to get something out where I can build a subscription model for it. So that's my idea. Otherwise, it's making the whole thing a subscription model. So, like, you download it, you have a free month, and then no, you have to pay for it now, which I don't know. Obviously, financially, that makes more sense, but at the same time, I want it available for people. So, I don't know. I'd be interested to hear what other people think about that. But anyway, this, yeah, this is where we're at. I know this video is coming out a little bit later because things got in the way, and I've reduced the editing on this ridiculously so that it can just be filmed, plopped into the editor, and uploaded, and that's it. And it's still stuff got in the way. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you have watched up to this point, please share your thoughts, your insights down below. I would love to hear what you think. And I'm going to see you again for another update as we keep building this out, and hopefully not too many updates before this is actually live and I can go through the uploading process. So, yeah, thank you guys. Take care.